Hi, my name is NUNZIATA, and I'm a New York City-based director and creator of theater, television, and film, and I'm also proud FENIX Global Artist Ambassador. Today, I am so excited to be speaking with a multi-hyphenate. She is a singer, an actress, a baker, a business owner. Her name, Lisa Graye. For more on Lisa, you can read more about her right below this video. But in the meantime, here is a sneak peek at the incredible talent of Lisa.
3 tips to get your cakes extra fluffy. Sift your baking soda, baking powder, flour, and salt. Make sure eggs and any dairy products are room temperature. Do not rush the creaming process of sugar, butter, and eggs. It should almost double in volume and lighten in color. Start with those 3, and I bet you'll get fluffier cakes. Happy baking!
Well, hello, Lisa. How are you?
Good. I'm so great. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you so much for being here. You are an amazing talent. You are not only an amazing actress, but you are a business owner, but you're doing it for good. And I want to get into all of that in a moment. But first, I want to know where you grew up and when you knew that you had a gift for the arts.
Well, thank you for all those kind words. I grew up in New York and okay, technically it's New Jersey, but I spent most of my days taking classes in New York, so I feel like
You're a
I'm
New
a New
Yorker.
Yorker.
Where
Yeah,
in
I'm a
New
New Yorker.
Jersey?
Bergen County.
Oh, you're in New York.
Yeah, so my apartment is 12 miles from my parents' house where I grew up. So like easy
Like
in and out.
me, hello, I grew up in Lower Westchester County. It's the same thing.
It's the same thing. Yeah, exactly. So you know the drill. So I have been doing it since I was 7, 8, doing it meaning theater,
Wow.
and had an agent when I was 8. Shout out to Shirley Grant Management. And I just fell in love with it. And since I was so close to the city and like real like the business, doing the business, it really just became the thing that I was wanted to do.
That's amazing. And to have the support of your parents, that's amazing as well. You know, I can
Yeah.
relate. I was a child professional performer myself with shout out to Nancy Carson and Barry Culker.
Nancy Carson. I remember Nancy Carson.
So I get it. But
Yes.
I want to know, so like, okay, so here you are bopping around Bergen County, AKA in New York City every day, going on auditions, doing the thing. You go to college. Where'd you go to school?
Syracuse.
One of the best schools for the performing arts. Did you get a theater degree?
Yeah, BFA musical theater.
Beautiful. And so it was
Yeah.
after Syracuse, did you come right back to the city and just get on the audition train?
Yeah, I mean, the one of the best things about Syracuse is the Tepper semester, which is last semester in New York City. It's like study abroad, but for what we want to do.
I love that they do that. That's so smart.
It really is. I mean, I really think more universities should get on board with it. It really like helps bridge the gap between school and the professional world, and it's the best. And so after being in Tepper and really finishing out school, I kind of just hit the ground running and got back into it, but in a very different way than when you're 13. But
Yeah, right.
still, yeah.
Were there any first gigs that you landed that you remember? You were like, oh my God, I'm now an adult actress doing the thing.
Well, funny enough, I graduated, and then that summer I had booked Cleopatra the Pop Experience at Theater for the New City. And then right after that, I booked Friends, the musical parody. So I was doing double duty, like for the first time out of college.
But that's amazing. But of course you did, because you've had tools in your belt as an actress since you were a kid. And
Yeah.
it makes sense that the universe was like, we're not going to give you one show, we'll give you 2. I want you to go into a little bit about Friends, the musical parody, and how that audition came about and what that experience was like for you, because I'm sure the audiences just ate it up.
Yeah, I mean, that is a cult following. So we had like fans of the show, that audition process was an open call, and I wasn't really gonna go, but I was, okay, I need to start auditioning more. I want to start getting this muscle going again.
Right.
Showed up, Ended up huge holding room with so many people. Ended up sitting next to this one girl, blonde, very sweet. We were both kind of like shy and nervous. Turns out she was Phoebe, I was Monica. We both ended up booking it, and it like the worlds just collided, and it made sense as to why we would have found each other in the audition room and had good chemistry together and read together. So it like worked out so perfectly.
I love that, Lisa. And I think it's a testament for any performer out there who is, maybe just graduating college and not thinking about, maybe thinking, once we get back from the pandemic and get into a more of a swing of things, oh, I don't want to get up for that. You never know.
Yeah. Yeah, you never know. And I think there was also, I knew it was right for me. It wasn't I'm getting up to go just to go to this audition.
That's right.
I know that I am a Monica. Like my friends have told me this before. This feels right. I will walk into this audition and be that person. So it felt right for me, and it ended up being right.
Well, Lisa, what I also really like about that is something, again, I think that, performers should realize that maybe, yes, not every audition is for them and they shouldn't just do it just to do it. Yes, of course, auditioning is great experience no matter what, but that if you know that you're right for something and there are so many yield and stop signs that are preventing you from getting in the room, find a way, because it's the intention that you put out there. If you know you're right for it, go with your gut like you did.
Yeah. And I think it is hard as actors to feel empowered enough to have that instinct and to go with it.
Yeah.
But I think we all do. We have those instincts, and you just have to listen to them.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of instincts, right before the pandemic, you were set to make your Theater Row debut, and which would have been an amazing accomplishment for someone as young as you. It's a much lauded off-Broadway venue, but then the pandemic hit. But then #boss lady came out of Lisa. I want you to talk about your amazing business that you built.
Oh, thank you. It really wouldn't have happened if the dominoes hadn't fallen. But I had booked the show, and we were all, I think, in the theater community grieving this very intense loss of what our world was going to look like, what we were doing that we don't want to do anymore. And so there was like 3-4 months where I was back in my parents' house thinking about the fact that I lost this big thing that I had wanted. And I was baking, and I was just like crying in my batter, And that was June, July, when the Black Lives Matter movement resurfaced, and things were very politically charged, and everything felt very intense. And these two things kind of collided and happened to align at the moment where I said, I don't know what I can do. I know I have a skill to bake, and I know I have interest and care in social justice. Is there a world in which I can connect these two and align them? And through that thought process, through all of these paths kind of coming together, I was like, I think I'm going to open a bakery. And I did. And I started just selling a few different things, and, over time was emailing people and reaching out and taking a business course and figuring out what an LLC was and how to make it work. And then people started buying my baked goods. And the whole concept is that 10% of the proceeds are donated to different organizations. And so I was reaching out to organizations. How can we help you? How can we amplify your work? Do you want cookies? So it kind of like worked really well. And the model has been shifting and changing as the business has been growing. But that's like the heart of Little Graye Bakery.
I love it so much, Lisa. And I love that you found something as an artist that combines your talent to bake, your talent to be a voice for those who might feel voiceless, but also all of those years in being in front of people you took an opportunity and you grabbed it and you just made it work with maybe not knowing all of the answers from day one, but like you have since you were a kid, being in already a very fickle business, you already knew what it was like to head into something that you don't know the end result, but you just did it with abandon. And
Yeah.
here you are with this beautiful business for beautiful causes. Um, it's incredibly inspiring.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate you saying that. I think that I've been inspired by my female mentors and the people in front of me who have said, you do have these skills.
Mm,
You do have this. Do
mm,
it. And I was
mm.
like, okay, okay. So,
It's like you needed that permission, but what a beautiful thing now that you're able to show, not tell, but show through your actions to other young women out there who you are just through the doing it, you're like, give yourself the permission. Just do
yeah. And be messy. I think that's like this whole year is just being messy and like being okay with failing
it.
and
Mm.
like getting and having some like big old mess ups and being in the muck. It's like, all right, let's do it.
Well, Lisa, I'm so excited that you're coming on board FENIX because not only are you going to be able to get your business, not only of you as an artist, singer, performer, but also as a business owner to not only people throughout the country but around the world. I'm excited. I'm so thrilled for you, and I know that this is just the beginning.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be on board.
Well, it was great speaking with you today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Will.
Bye.
Digital age, artists and bands struggle to make a living. In fact, only a small number of artists can live off their craft. For the 98% of artists that don't have the luxury of being signed to a label, it's tough. But artists deserve to live off their art. Wherever you are around the world, appreciation of music does not change. FENIX brings bands and their fans together, whilst allowing bands to properly monetize their passion. The FENIX app will directly connect bands and fans with no need for middlemen. We're utilizing the blockchain to give the power back to the artist once and for all. Join FENIX, join the change.